G'day everyone. Today we're going to take a look at the reports in Simply Business. One of the key features of the reports is that they tell you exactly how much time you've spent, or you and your team has spent, on all the tasks that you've timesheeted against, and which gives you information about the time that you've spent against each project or lead, which then leads up to how much time you spent against each customer. And from there, you can take that information and bill accurately, so you can find out exactly how much it is that you need to charge your clients for the work that you've been doing for them. Now, this obviously takes into account each task and whether you've set that task to be a project rate or a customer rate or a team member rate or a specific task rate. Whatever the task has been set to, Simply Business will take that rate, multiply it by the amount of time that was spent, and give you a figure that you can charge your client for that particular task. So when we go into reports, the first thing we can see is billable time. And this is all the time that's been entered into the timesheets against tasks which are billable and then aggregated here in these reports. Now you can filter these reports by date range. So you can look at this week, last week, the fortnights ending either this week or last week, this month or last month, this quarter or last quarter, this year or last year, or a custom date range where you can put in specific from and to dates and then get accurate information for that particular date range. So if we take a look at this month, what we can see here is we have a task here called Design Option 2, which 3 hours was spent on, and the total is $900. So obviously we were charging $300 an hour, so we get this total of $900. We have another task down here where 15 minutes was spent, or a quarter of an hour, and the total is 25 cents, and this is the task that we set to $1. So we're going to be charging 25 cents for that. And finally, we have another task down here where an hour was recorded, and it's $150. So we must have set that task to $150 an hour. Simply Business has then aggregated all that information together and then gives us a total value down the bottom. Now, the problem with this particular value here, of course, is that's the total for this month, but it's across 2 clients. So I can collapse this project here and see that for ABC Mowers, I need to charge $900, and for XYZ Mowers, I need to charge $150.25. Now, I can use the team, customer, and project filters to get some information. So if I want to filter just for another guy and see what he had done this month, I can see that $900 was from another guy, and I can add Chloe to that, and we can then see that that includes Chloe's information. If I want to bill a specific customer, I can just search for XYZ Mowers, and this is everything I need to bill XYZ Mowers for this month. And if I want to bill just by project, it might be that I know that a particular project is finished for XYZ Mowers, but there's other projects that are still ongoing. I don't want to bill everything in this month for XYZ Mowers because I only want to bill for those completed projects. So I can look at the XYZ logo, and then I can charge XYZ Mowers the $150.25 for that. And then any other tasks that are still ongoing for other projects, I won't include in this bill. So this billable time report, its primary function is to give you the information that you need to be able to bill your customers accurately. And it's a really important feature in Simply Business, is the accurate time capture and then accurate billing, because it's common in small businesses, whether you're collecting your timesheet information in spreadsheets or just roughly guessing, I think I spent 2 hours on that job for a customer, you're missing out on billing opportunities. So when the time is recorded accurately, we get to do accurate billing for the customers. The next report we have is billable items, and this is where any items were added to tasks that we wanted to bill for. Now, in our example, we printed a photo, which we were charging $1 for, and we also put that in an envelope with a stamp and postage, and that was $5, and so we can see here that we need to charge $6, and again, this is for XYZ Mowers. If we searched for XYZ Mowers, then we could see that, and if we search for ABC, there was nothing to bill for ABC Mowers. The next report we have is the fixed fee report. Now, this is any tasks that have been entered into the system where they've been set to be a fixed fee. So it doesn't matter how much time was spent on it. It could have been 1 hour, it could be 100 hours. It doesn't matter because we quoted the customer whatever the amount was, $200 in this case. And so we're just going to bill that $200. It's regardless of how much time we spent on it. It just so happens that in this particular example here, we didn't actually record any time against this task. Now, it could be that because in this particular case, the person who was working on the job forgot to timesheet against it, so we can follow them up later for them to put their timesheet information in. It doesn't really matter in this case because it's a fixed fee task. We don't need to know how much time, other than for profitability. In terms of billing, we just need to know that it's finished, and then we can bill. The next report we have is the team time report. Now, this report's not used for billing. This is just a chance for you to take a look at what your team is entering in their timesheets to make sure that time is being recorded accurately. So if you've got full-time staff, you'd be expecting that on a weekly basis, they're entering roughly 40 hours a week. If you're seeing that the time is well over that, it could be because staff are forgetting to stop their timers and just over-recording time, or it could be that they're actually doing a lot of overtime. And whether or not you're happy with that is up to you, but it just gives you the information so that you can see the time that they're entering. And similarly, if you're finding that staff are under-reporting hours, only putting in 20-25 hours a week, then that could be opportunities that you're missing to bill clients because your staff are not recording the time that they're doing on project work. So this report gives you an overview so you can quickly and easily see if your staff are entering the correct amount of information into their timesheets. And the next report we have is the travel report. And this report will tell you any distance that's been recorded against any tasks. And so if you've got an arrangement with your staff where you pay them per kilometre or mile that they travel, then this report will give you that information and you can compensate them for their travels. If you don't, and they're going to just claim it on their tax, then you can provide this information to your staff so they can then claim it on tax. All of the reports have an export option where you can take the information out of the system and into Excel, where you can do further analysis on it or take that information and import it into other software if you need. So the reports in Simply Business are designed to give you the information you need quickly and easily. If you need to bill a particular customer or for a particular project or for a particular date range, it's very easy to get that information out of Simply Business. Find how much it is that you need to charge your customers, take that value, enter it into your invoicing software and bill your clients. It's very easy. However, in the next video, we'll see that the invoicing system in Simply Business takes all that information for you and automatically generates the invoices, saving you a heap of time.